Hi there. So in this quick video, I'm gonna read my 4 UC system essays. UC system essays, aka personal insights, are 4 short 350 words essays that you have to write for the 9 UC schools that they share a same system. So out of the 8 questions I chose, first, what would you say is your greatest talent or skill? How have you developed and demonstrated that talent over time? The second one is, every person has a creative side. Every person has a creative side. Every person has a creative side. Every person has a creative side, and it can be expressed in many ways. Problem solving, original and innovative thinking, and artistically, to name a few. Describe how you express your creative side. The third one is, what have you done to make your school or your community a better place? The last one is, think about an academic subject that inspires you. Describe how you have furthered this interest inside or outside the classroom. So the 8 questions can vary in difficulty, like the one about leadership, definitely pretty hard because you have to show legit leadership through your essay, which is rare. So the first one, the talent essay, is actually a shortened version of my main essay that I wrote for my Common App system schools. If you want to check it out, I'll link that under the description. Have you ever been frustrated by a cell phone battery that dies twice a day? I have. I was 10 and the proud owner of my first cell phone. There was only one problem. Even after charging it all night, by lunchtime, it was dead. Determined to solve this problem, I approached a friend with a larger, more expensive phone. Before he could object, I had popped open its back panel, analyzed its inner anatomy, and returned the phone intact to its relieved owner. I had my answer. A battery twice the capacity of mine. To me, the inner construction of an electronic product is just as important as the aesthetic design of the outside. I started out curious about the battery capacity of different devices. Gradually, I tore down more devices ranging from my father's retired workstation to even a rice cooker. My junior year, I began to work on my most ambitious project ever. I started to grow an interest in PC gaming. The key of gaming experience is high frame rates, which is processed by the GPU. I wanted to save money, so I looked into the concept of external graphics. Few people on the internet had done this because it wasn't officially supported by Apple. With limited resources at hand, I collaborated with my friend on the project. We invested our time researching the concept, figuring out our way of success. I remember once I spent a whole day at home troubleshooting a connection error till midnight, only to find out it wasn't working because I was using an old version of Windows. Whoops. Finally, in May of 2017, we shopped all the parts and assembled a successfully working prototype. This teardown experience helps me greatly when tackling other problems. Just like removing an iPhone screen, sometimes certain problems require a more creative angle to attack at. I never would have known that heat could free the display before I freed one. Sometimes, screw on the outer shell isn't the only way in. So is life. There are always more than one solution to a problem. And now the second one is the overcome an educational barrier one. Click. The overload relay kicked in again because my math teacher turned on the AC, resulting in every AC and computers in the building to shut down. This is a common experience in my junior high school. During the 7th and 8th grade, I always wondered why the electrical appliances in my school drew such great amount of power, and why couldn't the city council distribute more power to our school? So, when I saw the MFC team recruitment poster, I signed up without hesitation. MFC, microbial fuel cell, is a concept invented in recent years. In order to degrade chlorophenol, a lethal toxicant often found in industrial wastewater, huge amount of money and energy are spent with existing methods. MFC works by a specialized kind of microorganism that consumes chlorophenol in water while outputting electrical current. MFC, if tweaked to its optimum, efficiency could be an extremely low-cost solution to industrial wastewater. With the added benefit of generating electricity, to me, this must be the coolest thing on earth. After we had a working cell in the lab, I spearheaded the work of contacting various factories. With my father's partnership with paper mills and foundries, I could easily reach out to factories that are burdened with environmental protection taxes. From them, I learned that this underdeveloped technology has a real demand outside the lab. People on the phone even regarded the device as magic. I have grown up witnessing public media advocating the idea to reduce your carbon footprint. I have done well on that part, often praised by teachers and my parents, but I always felt that more should be done to solve the ongoing energy crisis. With the opportunities and resources offered at the University of California, I could finally increase my contribution. Well, that sounds... The third one is, what have you done to make your school or your community a better place? Now this is an easy one for me, because I really feel for it. Okay, so there is a particular group of students under immense pressure, whether from studies, family, or peers. Stress is an essential part of life. It can act as a powerful core drive that pushes you to accomplish more, or it can be a negative, destructive force that sends you into the most desperate days of your life. Unfortunately, I experienced the latter. It was a TOEFL exam, March 25th, 2017. I wanted a 3-digit score so bad, the fear of failing the test captivated me inside an invisible chamber, suffocating me. I focused on the consequences of failing and trapped myself in a vicious cycle. Fortunately, I have 2 friends who had dealt with anxiety before. They saw my struggles and offered their most genuine advice, helping me escape my demons. Little did I know that nearly 1/3 of my friends suffer from anxiety or depression. After a search on the internet, I found that there is an epidemic of students struggling with anxiety and depression because of academic pressure. I decided to give the help I received back by helping others. Bravely, I posted on social media that I have been through anxiety and depression. I was shocked by how many people responded that they have the same problem. I'm hopeful that my fellow students and I can all fight our demons and get better together. Surprisingly, people came to me in person as well. I sat down with my good friends, listened to their personal stories, and gave them my most genuine advice. This ongoing, intangible love-spreading community became the safe harbor for students under pressure. Other efforts have been made to ensure a friendly environment. I stopped bragging about my scores, and I talked to my friends who like to brag. I told them that they were unaware of the tension that builds up for the other students, and that would be helpful to stop. But most importantly, I changed myself. Decided to become a positive, humorous, and easygoing person. I believe that my positivity can change the vibe in my school and eventually benefit everybody. And the last one is about the subject that you like. Literature, computer science, biology. I could never choose just one. The range of classes offered at my school enables me to try a different field of study and truly know the type of education I want to pursue. Computer science could be the least or most creative subject at the same time. With Java codes, I can create programs without limitations. Objects and control structures allow my computer to achieve different tasks at my command. But the very essence of coding is rewriting. There are a million ways to complete a task with code, and everybody has a different approach. Nevertheless, some of my best experiences at school were classes with David Campbell, my literature teacher. I was drawn to the sorrow and happiness expressed in literary works. In Agamemnon, I experienced the rage of Clytemnestra and the love of her lost daughter. In Moby Dick, I could sense Starbuck's unwavering loyalty and love towards his captain. These ups and downs of life, together with emotions that comes with them, are what makes us human. Learning literature not only strengthens my English reading skills, but also increases my emotional capacity. This helps me greatly when interacting with different people. I can easily relate with characters I have read about and understand people's reasons and difficulties, making communication more efficient. Also, David is a cool old man who I feel free to talk to about interesting topics we discussed in class or personal things that needs a more experienced perspective. I never hesitate to message him about the books we did not read in class. One early Saturday morning, I wanted to know why General Tony, novel Northanger Abbey, disapproved of Eleanor's marriage. David was more than happy to reply with his detailed analysis of the characters. Exploring literature with David is such a joyful experience. Knowledge I've gained in school, most importantly, taught me the purpose of seeking a higher education, which is to acquire the skill set needed to make an impact. Everybody in this world has a position, and it is up to me to decide mine. So that was my 4 essays. I hope my essays could inspire you a little. I used to watch other people's essays when I'm stuck. So I'm thinking about making another video of 5 tips to enhance your activity list. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.